How you doing, everybody? This is Max Farrell from Faber Tech, and I'm here with Christophe Gagne from Dex Fx. How you doing, Chris?
Doing great. Thanks, Max.
Hey, listen, I wanted to kind of show the world, and usually we do these trainings and, to kind of help you uh, get connection, right? One of the things that we talk about in social networking and social marketing, and we're always about trying to save time, right? If you were to take a social post, like say something you would have on your blog, okay, we're going to go look at your blog here in a second, and you put it on your blog, where does it go from there? You usually try to post it someplace else, right? Like, do you put something in a Facebook?
Yeah, I'd have to go into each individual account and
Right.
post it in there. And that's just that Max, I just don't have time for that. And I
Right.
really don't have the wherewithal necessarily
Right.
to take the time, if you will.
What we've set up inside your social networking system, your Facebook page, we haven't set up your Google business yet because we haven't activated that process for you yet. It's there, but we haven't set it up yet. We haven't set up your Instagram yet either. We'll do that in another video. But we set up your Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn accounts, okay, your DexFX page here, with some yummy tools. Now, what this does is that we're going to go in and we're going to make a post, and we're going to be able to post it to each one of these, all just inside this system. So where you normally have to go to Facebook, make your post, put your links, put your hashtags, do all that stuff, put your images, do all that stuff, about a 5-minute process, and then do it again, another 5-minute process for Twitter, another 5 minutes for LinkedIn. And if you had Instagram, there's many other processes here too. You can add multiple Facebook pages. You can have employees or other people with their Facebook pages and logins to your system. You can have unlimited people for your lead searches stuff. So there's a lot of stuff in here, but I just want to show you a quick, easy tool that we do. So we're going to come down and go to My Posts on the left-hand side. And let's see, what should we do here? In fact, let's just come up to hit compose with a little plus sign. Now, since we've already set that up, we can customize by account. You can choose, like we had those 4 set up. So maybe we don't want to set to my personal LinkedIn account here, and we only want to send to one of the other, right? You can connect other accounts by hitting there and add any of the plus to those stations there very, very simply. But we're going to just come back and hit compose. We're going to remove my ugly mug from the system in there. And then we're going to, there's 3 little items in here that you can decide to use, okay? Now, I wouldn't worry about shortening the link and doing all this stuff. If you have like a really super long link, you might have an issue. We're going to jump over to your page here. Let's just go straight to here. And this is your Dex Fx market. And this is from a post that you have done on your site. And you can see there's an image, there's, some good text, there's some good information, another image, and just like a whole bunch of stuff with maybe some links and stuff, right? So this is pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take the URL, which is up here in the corner, up here in the top, and we're going to right click, we're going to hit copy. Now we're going to go back to the system here under compose. Okay. Now, in most cases, you can just come in and right click and hit paste, like right in there, and you right click and then you hit paste, or you can hit Control V on your computer or Command V on a Mac. Now, in this particular case, what this does immediately, as soon as we put the URL in here, it puts the URL on the right-hand side, and this is the Facebook preview side, and you'll see it under LinkedIn preview as well, and you'll see it under Twitter preview as well. So you'll see that link's there. But what I normally like to do is to have that link there so it propagates first, make some space, go back to your process here, and take either your heading, okay, because remember this is all about the heading. I'm going to copy that, or maybe the first, your heading and your first line of your sentence inside the process, right? So we're going to go like this. Trading binaries can be very successful. And then maybe if you got enough characters to do so, maybe just the first sentence, maybe that asks the question or to some statement in there. And then we do something like that, okay? So now we have a little bit of, hey, here's what it is. Trading binaries option successfully. How much time do you really need in order to trade successfully? And then the call to action, click here to hear more. That effect. And luckily I didn't misspell here. Okay. And this would be basically it. We wouldn't worry about putting another media in. You could put another picture in if the picture on your site really wasn't good enough at that point. But when you only have 3, it doesn't seem, okay, this is not going to save me a lot of time. But actually, it does. It saves you a lot of time and process because you have so much opportunity to add more social networks. And there's a lot of them. And you have different pages you can add in as well. And if you have access to pages, if you're grouped into pages, there's things that you can do to be able to do that. Now, once you've put this on and you put this information in, this is it. You can see to the right what it would look like. Looks pretty sexy, right? Looks pretty good. Has some good process in there. Now, you can publish it immediately where you hit post now. You could save the draft so you can maybe have somebody look at it before you post it. Or if you have an employee doing it and they want to save it for you. And then you can either decide to publish now immediately, or if you click on it, you can hit schedule a date. Now, why is this so cool? Is because you could actually sit and draft all of your weekly posts out day by day. Like I can decide to put this out tomorrow. Maybe if I'm not going to be in the office or I want to post it out, you could do it at that time. You could do it at a particular time as well. And I think these are all East Coast or to what the computer time is on your computer. That they should be connected. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it out immediately, and I'm going to hit post now. Now, it's going to post faster than I can actually get to the page. Watch what happens. I'm going to post now. Very simple. Okay, and then if you want to see what has been posted so far, here's what's been posted. You could filter those options on the right-hand side, which is pretty powerful and pretty cool, right? We invented this because we don't have a lot of time, right? And even for us at Dex Fx Markets and Christoph, I know that sometimes remembering all the logins to all the different places becomes an issue too. It does for me as well. And this sort of alleviates that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. Hey Max,
Mm-hmm.
Do I have any way of tracking where this, what I'm getting, other than just people coming to my page, or how is that the wrong question to ask at the moment?
No, well, you can there's a whole bunch of stuff here, right? There's under insights and overview, you're going to see immediately, and this is another great process, right? On those posts that we put out, how many people you could track to see how many followers you have, how many people are in your group on Facebook for that. You're going to see now, since we just started posting, you're going to be able to see what's the interactive process here, right? Where are people actually connecting and interacting with your information, right? You're going to be looking at the links because once we compose one and we have one of those links in there and they click on those links, you're going to see the performance, right? And once you start seeing the performance, because we just started, it updates every 15 minutes, right? So you're going to be able to see, hey, what is LinkedIn doing? What is Facebook doing? How many people am I getting connected to those posts in that process? How well is my stuff doing? And you're going to be able to see this at a level that's going to kind of blow you away, because you'll start to be able to tell maybe stuff that's for Facebook or stuff that's for Twitter or what have you. You see? So I make it so all my stuff leads back to my website. Like it should do that. In fact, let's go here. We're going to go to Dex Fx Markets, your page. Sorry, I'm just getting over a cold too, so I apologize. And here's what we just posted 2 minutes ago. If we would have came over, and as soon as I would have clicked over, to this page, it would have already been there. It's that fast. So at this point here, this is the setup. This is really streamlined, looks really sexy. It has if I click on this link, it brings me to your website, right? Keeps them on the page for Facebook. You can also, within your system now, go to each one of your pages and boost them if you wanted to, or share them more, or retweet them, or other things like that. You can also send links to these particular pages to ask people to like and share them as well. You know, and you should have all of your staff liking and sharing them as well. And if they can, comment on them. All right. So once you click on one of those links, you can actually come back and look at your post performance. Again, it's not even 15 minutes old yet, so it still needs to mature in the system. Once it does, I'll take a little video on what that parameter looks at. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, that answers my question a lot, because you know, busy working, and I just want to be able to go in real quick and see, well, okay, you know, we made a post today. What's the scoop? And I don't want to spend a lot of time trying to, you know, just go to and fro. And, you know, if it's really simple for me to see how these posts are doing and which ones are doing the best, then I can go ahead and make some adjustments, or ask some of our folks to go ahead and make those adjustments to boost it. So
there is so much stuff that is in the social marketing side, even under the discover content process, of being able to search out other RSS feeds. You can even attach your system to your own blog, especially because if you have a WordPress blog, which you do, we can show you how to set this up to where it feeds in, that everything you write feeds into this system and then posts to all your social media. It's very powerful, and it has a lot of potential with with delivering content. Now, the other thing about content is that there's other, what we call the RSS is an aggregate system, right? It means that it's going to feed out information from other sites as well. So other systems that have RSS feeds, okay, you can find out what RSS feeds is right here. If there's other systems with RSS feed with relevant content to your business, like in your world, you'd be like financial news, big news, those kind of things. You don't actually have to have all sales stuff, right? You don't just have to have like get a free trial or buy a particular product or you know, here's a 30-day free trial to our system kind of stuff. You can actually just provide good content reading as long as you can throw it into your website, right? So my suggestion is always have everything go through your website, and then secondarily attach it to your social media. So it always leads back to your website. You know, you want people to keep scrolling and reading, but you want them to leave and go to your particular website. So now they're on your system, creating, living in that reality of your system. They get to see your logos, they get to see, your social media, they actually get to see any other opportunities that are on. And we teach you how to, on these blogs. This is why it's so important to have a blog on your website, which you guys do. Because they get to see everything else that's here. By the time they get down, they could probably share it to more social media, And this is another good thing too, is that once you start sharing from this process as well, okay? So this is not, now this is no longer, if you have representatives, they should be sharing from their personal, they should be going to share in a group. They can share this information directly from your website as well. And these are really important. Now, this is not in the social marketing side. This is on your website for your blogging system. So the interaction is very important. It leads them to your website and makes that connection happen.
all right. And then I'm just wondering if you could quick go over, is that part of the part of the package?
For the social marketing side, it is. We have packages within FaberTech, but your package that you have the, if I click on Business Center, you have the package that involves the social marketing, the reputation management, listing builder, and customer voice. You have these 4 products in here that you can launch anyone. We're in the social marketing pro side, which is included in your price, which is $130 a month right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you have a very easy to use process, just starting you out slow, starting you out to fill the reputational side as well as your social marketing. And this is always important because you could tie certain things together. You can use Customer Voice Pro to make certain things that go onto your website that you can then tweet about and send people over. You can highlight new reputation stuff and reviews in your social media, all those kind of things. Now we can also add many products that we have within our system. Right now, I haven't activated any other products in here for you to. I guess there probably are. I haven't activated them for your system because it's per each network. Each client has their own that you can activate. I haven't. Here you go. Okay, so it's propagating now. So here are some of the packages that are here. Here's the one that you're starting with, the basic. It's $130 a month with a $99 fee to start, because it's there's a yearly process in here for your business plan. But that's how easy it is. I mean, people come on, they just get on board and get in. You know, you get a Yext listing process that's a yearly solution, and that puts a lot of stuff out there. But again, we're just dealing with the social marketing side of it today. Here you go. So we've gotten some statistics here. Check this out, right? Here is we're going to go to the insights. We're going to go to overview. Look at this. Lovely information. You got to love information. Link performance. Oops. Okay. All right. Maybe I was wrong. Okay. So it hasn't propagated in here, but under that commandment screen, it did. Let me see here if I do that again. Social marketing. There we go. So you can start seeing, like, we've already had a reach of 1 because I went on there and clicked on the link, right, for the Facebook page. So that's pretty cool.
Max, so there, for all this information, now I probably not going to have a whole lot of time to get involved with this. Are there training videos so I can have my staff go ahead and learn how to do this? Because I really like this program, but I'm just not going to have the time to do this by myself. So are there easy training videos and things of that nature where I can have somebody go in and learn how to do this relatively quickly?
Absolutely. The system's very intuitive already, but what we have inside fabertech.com is that you'll be invited as a member, and then you'll have your staff sign up in there as a member as well. They're actually free to go in and get a client learning system on board, and it'll teach you if you have the basic, it'll take you down on how to add your Facebook page and how to add your Twitter accounts and stuff like that. It'll show you all those things inside the system here too. It is very intuitive. Like when you first come in, and it's like, attaching your selections and your accounts to it. And it's very safe and easy to do. But yes, there's a lot of videos. There's also a lot of help from our side in the onboarding side. You can designate somebody to come on and be the person to represent you as you're the decision maker. You click the button to pay, and they do the work. Yeah, so absolutely, we're here for you for that process. In fact, we encourage you to use being the owner. Your ideas and your concepts should be out there building your business. This is the mundane stuff. This is I won't say cleaning the toilet, but I will say that it is front end work that the owner should not be doing. Your voice has already been commanded by building your business. Your voice should be used out there in the world, creating content and other things. Here, they're just mimicking content, right? We're putting the content you've already written from your website into that. That's what you should be focusing on.
So how long would you say for somebody to be able to pick this up and essentially start posting onto these social media?
Right. Well, for social media, as soon as, like, this is the first page you're going to see when you first come in. It took me 3 or 4 minutes to set up the Facebook page. It took me nothing, because when you click on here, you're going to go. You have to be logged into Facebook. You have to be logged into Twitter. So you have to have that information, and it'll propagate. Now, for me, for my company, for our city, we have a lot of Facebook pages. So please bear with me on that. But the person that is running is going to have access to your Facebook page. So it probably takes 2 or 3 minutes to get them all set up for each one. And then once they're set up, they're set up. And then they come in. If if your article is already written, if they've supplied content to it already, it's just a matter of doing like you've seen in the like what we just did a couple minutes ago, right? It took like 5 minutes to set everything up, and it posted to those 3 or 4 different social medias. It doesn't mean that you can't set up other social medias. Okay, that's what this really comes down to. It's that right now. Let's see if we go back to overview. There's other ones that we can set up in here, but for right now, we got the big boys, right? We're going to connect another account. You know which ones you can connect and do all that stuff. We got Facebook, we got Google Business, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn for these ones. These are the big boys that are here now.
Well, in our last interview, Max, we went over the 3 different what do we call them? Categories of a
Right.
DIY,
Right.
and Faber Tech and Dex FX, and then a Faber Tech, where you do everything.
Right.
What for onboarding and getting things set up, is this strictly where you and I have no interaction, or is it a little bit just like, is there an onboarding process that we use, and then let's say we wanted to do a DIY because I'm paying someone to go ahead and put all this together. How is that person able to contact you, or
Yeah,
or
absolutely,
how's that work?
absolutely. Listen, this is a relation. This is an ongoing relationship, right? Most owners, when we first talk to them, have I won't say delusions of grandeur, right? Like, oh, I could do it all, but it happens. We see it a lot. We see where owners, they feel like, oh, I can handle it all. I don't need to pay somebody else to do it. I can do it myself. The idea is that these tools are made to make your job easier. That's what a tool should be. A tool should make your job easier. If a tool doesn't, you're using the wrong tool. You understand? So the 3 levels that we have of do it yourself, split share, we do some, you do some, or we do it all, they all have to fit your idea of what you want for your success. If you got a lot of time, you're just building out your business, you've already got your brick and mortar on, and you're the owner, and this is like a sole proprietor, and this is you, and you got that time, then a do it yourself will save you a couple bucks, but you're going to be spending that in time. Okay. Where if we do a split share, maybe we do social marketing and cover your listings, and you do all of or we do listings and you do all the social marketing, right? So we could do some of it and you could do some of it. And so we're both in there. Okay. And that's going to be relative to an owner that doesn't have a lot of time to reach out to all their own customers to ask them for a review. The system will do it automatically. And then maybe we cover your reputation management system, where we answer all of your reviews, right? And cover your listings, and you handle social marketing, or whatever combination of such. Okay. And then the final thing is that then Faber Tech comes in and says, all right, we're going to handle your customer voice, your social marketing, your reputation management, and your listing building. And then when all this is finished out, we may start doing advertising for you at that point. So it's about growing the relationship, but we never want to grow into an area that we're not prepared for, right? Like if I were to say to you, I want to sell you ads today for local ads so people know where you're at, and to build an online presence for you, and you don't have a website, well, then there might be an issue, right? We don't want to sell you ads to a place where you're not set up yet. I think you and I talked about a previous business that you had, right? Where you put a grand opening sign out front, right? And it was a hard learning lesson because you had a lot of people who came in and you weren't ready. And that's what this is about, is always making sure that every step that we take, Chris, is you're ready for. Okay. At this point, your Dex Fx website is absolutely ready for social marketing tool, the customer voice, because you need many, many more reviews. Your reputation management is very important because your customer voice system, it will present your advocacy of how well you're doing. You have a lot of people who love you guys, but you can't see that out there in the world, right? You gotta have your people talking about who you are. And that interconnection is all done through your reputation management. Once they start talking, you start responding. That's what people are going to see, especially in your industry, which is riddled with, like rip-off artists and scam artists and all that stuff. And you guys are a shining light. That should be screamed from the heavens.
What what's the availability of FaberTech if we have a question within these or actually any question? Am
Right.
I going to get a who am I going to be able to talk to
Well,
on
you're going to
this?
have an account manager, and in your case, it's me. You would contact me. You have my cell phone. You got chats. You have Facebook. You have many opportunities to be able to sit down and ask me quick questions. We also have a frequently asked questions on the website. We have the training system. Internally, we have a tremendous amount of ways to contact us and for us to be present for you. If it ever gets to a point where it's becoming too much for you to maintain these, then we sit down and talk about the split. How much time do you have? It may not even be about time. It just might be about learning curve, right? Some of us are not really cut out for dealing with all these social networking solutions. Okay. But we are. That's why we built these programs. That's why we built this system. So if it comes down to it, that's like, hey, I really don't know a lot about Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and LinkedIn and all those things. Or maybe you don't even have a LinkedIn account. We have special things that we can invoice for you to go make these things for you. In some cases, they're free. Like, am I going to charge you the 5 minutes it takes for me to go set up a Twitter account for you? No. Okay. We need a specialized email. We need a special thing. That's what we're about here at FaberTech. We want you to succeed. Our motto is that we want to help as many businesses find their idea of success. But some people's ideas of successes are different. How do we know what each person has unless we meet and talk with you? And we can't do that just by simple emails.
Are you telling me, Max, that I'm stuck with you? Is that what you're saying?
Unfortunately, yes, you're stuck with me and the whole process because you just get a little apartment out back of your house, and that's where I'll live, and I'll be there every other week. We are growing, so keep in mind that I will be your direct contact for now. You may be assigned a person who, once you start to graduate, you'll be probably even given a person, and then maybe two people, and then maybe a team. And if we grow even big enough, you might have a whole teams, selected for this process. We have 350 people available within our network to be able to assign to different accounts and systems. I just make sure that everything is being set up and we're on the right path. Do I need to go in and do your personal customer voice every day? Well, for me as the owner of FaberTech, no. So I'm going to assign people as we go, but always know we got somebody watching and helping you.
Okay, so you have a lot. There's a lot of things that you can do if I have issues somewhere or I want to specialize in a particular. I'm seeing that I have some difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
You're saying that I can contact you and through some training or
Yeah.
a course or something like that. I'd be able to fit that into my business if I see a particular problem.
Absolutely. The other thing too is that we'll be constantly engaging with you on these products. Once they start working, it's like the social marketing is a product. Does it bring you in people? Well, it gives you exposure and it does a job, right? It already does a job. Okay. If it has a result, that's just even better. The reputation management does a job, right? It manages your reviews in one simple spot. We'll do another video of that later. Customer voice does a job. The listing builder does a job as well. It keeps all your information correct. All four of these products do a job. It's not so much that it's going to yield out a tremendous amount of people walking through your door tomorrow, but what it's going to do is it's going to free you that time so you can focus on those things that do bring in the customers. Your content needs to be delivered, right? Your voice needs to be put out there. So these products provide a time-saving tool and set of tools that will help you engage into the things you should be focusing on. Should you be spending 4 hours a day in social media? No. So that's what these tools help you alleviate. So you can now go make content, go investigate a new product, go make another customer happy in another area, or deal with in customer service or what have you. But these are only 4 tools out of 153 that we have at FaberTech. So as we grow our relationship, once these tools become like second nature to your team or to you, then we start to okay, where's the next thing we need to fill in? How do we get your expansion out? How do we get more people in your place? How do we get more ads out for you? How do we find other solutions for you that will work? How do we increase your search engine optimization, right? Most digital agencies try to throw a bunch of stuff at you, you know, in the very beginning. Oh, you need an $18,000 account to get your search engine optimized and get you out in the world. So when people search in, you know, how to trade, they find your website. Yes, that eventually would be, but you need to make sure that that $18,000 is producing you about $54,000 in sales. You get what I'm saying? So can we do that today? No, but getting all these tools down to where your social voice is there, your reputation, your advocacy is there. That's the most important part to start with. That and the web, you already have the website. Most cases we would start with the website, the awareness side, but in your case, you already have that. So that's great.
So about for the pro package that you have up there, how much time do you think it would take one of my folks to you know, any, I guess what I'm asking is return on investment for having one of my people get in here and do this, and about what would you say they're going to need to spend on this, other than saying, well, you have 40 hours a week kind of a thing. But
would you need 40 hours a week to do what I just did? If you came up with posting, the average person should post between 1 and 2 times a week, 3 or 4 times a week, depending, right? If you have a lot of stuff going on, you should be posting once a day, right? Creating to the masses. There's other things that we give you hints on in your training with social marketing on what to post, what not to post, you know, working with imagery, those kind of things. An average person, they should be able to do this for like a half an hour a day, an hour a day, right? They could cover all 4 of these sections in, I'd say, an hour, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, right? And it's about 10 hours. So that's 40 hours a month. So how much time does it take? I wouldn't, like I said before, don't look at this as ROI, right? If you spend $130 with us to get this package, and then maybe what, $15, you're going to spend more on an employee to run all these things. Okay. And if you spend $150 or $130 on the package for the month, and then you're spending that every week to have somebody run it, you know, you're now up well above $500-$600 a month. We have packages that you could run we can run this entire thing for you for like 300, right? So there, excuse me, there are processes here that on about ROI is not always about what clients do I get coming in the door, right? But it's what my awareness is and what I'm doing to make that awareness fluid and streamlined, right? Could you get awareness by somebody standing out front and holding a sandwich sign or a sign flipper and, you know, spending $10 an hour or $15 an hour, whatever minimum wage is right now? So the comment of ROI is not really relevant to the tools themselves. It's how streamlined is it and how productive is it? So it's not so much ROI, return on investment, it's production on investment. So POI, I guess I'm just making up terms now, apparently. But so your production on these tools that you have is very important. But you also have to realize that if you go and by the time you go hire somebody and figure somebody out and then train them on the tools, how much time have you spent interviewing and working with them and everything else? If you already have somebody, use them. But if you don't and you want somebody else to do it, we're that solution, because you don't have to train us to do it. We already know. You don't have to pay us $15 an hour. Our systems are like $200 or $300 to run all 4 of these for the entire month. In fact, if I go back and I look at store, going to take a second to propagate here because we have a lot of stuff happening. But I think we have one system in there that does most of it for you. And I think it was like 200 or 300, somewhere in some really relatively small amount. So it does come back down to, you know, not worrying about what ROI is, but more of that production.
next is, do I have, well, do you have any way that I can track all this? How often will I mean, how can I see how effective with all these tools, how do I measure my effectiveness and all this? And maybe my posts are bad or something like that. Is there any way to measure how I'm doing?
Absolutely. With inside this, each one of the four systems, like with the social marketing side, you can see your relative link connection. Okay. You can, like we said before, it hasn't propagated yet because we just started out creating posts, right? But you'll be able to see the insights of each and every post that's done from that solution. Inside the main hub of your solution, your ultimate goal is about your website, right? Your engagement, your leads, what have you gotten from it? If you, once you hook up your Google Business Center, there will be other things that you can attach to it as well. You can attach analytics, Google Analytics to your site and to your systems. If you have, there's all kinds of things. The other is that you have a snapshot report that was done a little while ago. We refer to this as your, because we haven't done anything with your listings yet. We're still in the F category because we haven't applied them. But I want you to see something, okay? I want you to see that it says no change, but the actual score, okay, of 32, okay, this is where we sort of start to raise up, can get up to 92, right? So we're at 92 right now. We were 32 back on the 20th. This is when we activated it. Was on the 20th, or no, it was the 22nd that we activated. The moment that we activated, look at the increase from 32 to 92, 60 points just by activation alone, right? Just the activation of the actual product values, okay? We haven't even added on Yelp or any of the other systems yet to act to your system yet, right? We only activated 3 and it increased by 60 points. So this is where it begins to, that it is about the analytics. You got to dive down that solution. This is what we're looking for, okay? Here's the reputation. We haven't done anything yet on activating the reputation management system yet, okay? And here, look at this. We're even, these are the newest mentions because we put in the word Nadex. This is amazing. Access to new breakthrough Nadex home run trader strategies. And we make new breakthroughs regularly. So there's all these people that mention Nadex and it's in there. And this is just on Twitter. We can put mentions in all kinds of stuff that are out there. So this is pretty cool. So it's about learning your system here and what activities are being utilized, and having the people who know what to look for, right?
So Max, kind of, I don't know if it's a change in subject or not, but I send out emails to my customers. Is this anything that is there a different process, or do you have another course or training on getting emails out, or
we have systems and networks. This is probably not the greatest call to be on with that side of it. There are emails and other systems that we have. We have campaigning systems that are secondarily. These all have different types of rates. We have ways to be able to, for you to be able to connect. If it has to deal with online presence, dealing with customers, working with lists, building campaigns, we do it. Okay, so there's everything we got, we do. In this 4-part series here for the customer voices, we're working with social marketing right now. So that's what it really is stepped on right now. But again, if you think it, we can use it. If we can't do it, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist for the online. We actually have 153 services systems that every single one of them can be combined with another one within the process. Like we have a product that, you know, has ad service for what we call geofencing. If you had like a brick and mortar business, like a karate studio, we could actually surround a geofence around it. And anybody who gets within a 1-mile radius of your business would have, you know, Google ad alerts on, or anybody who had they were looking at Facebook, they would see Facebook ads with your ad in it, you know, of if you had Facebook ads attached to it, or an article that you've written, you know, if they're by your business. You can also get alerts that, hey, these customers that have these, what we call ad alerts on, will you know, you can not just email them, but you can contact them and say, hey, look, we've seen that you're in an area. Here's where we are. We see that you're looking for studio stuff. Here's what it is, right?
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I didn't mean to get off track there as far as the email. I was just wondering. It's just one of those things that I do, and so I thought I'd just ask the question on that. Thanks for answering that, Max.
No worries. All right. So I appreciate your time today, Chris. We're probably going to get going. We're going to have to make sure that we chop this up pretty good. There's a lot of information in here. But if you're watching this right now and you're a local business owner like Chris is, you're trying to figure out what your solution is, there's many opportunities for you. Maybe one of these 4 don't work. We have many others. We have many other things that we can apply for you. But it is about information. It is about finding solutions to your problems. And if it's money and you're going to be doing the time, then great. If it's not, and you want to throw some money at it to make it work, it's important that we throw it in the right areas, right? Any idiot can come on and say, hey, I can sell you this particular product and get you a good ROI, and they can speak all the terms. But what we do at Faber Tech is that we really analyze your product, what you're doing, your website, your solutions. Like in the first video that we have done, we went over your snapshot report, and we're going to constantly be running those, you know, once a month for months to make sure that we're in the right direction, which means growing in an upward fashion, not a downward fashion. So Chris, appreciate your time. And I look forward to talking to you again.
All right. Thanks, Max. Appreciate
No worries. I'm Max Vero. This is FaberTech.com. We look forward to seeing you next time. And as always, work hard and live well.